Next thing you know, I woke up. Did I just snap my fingers? Because I don't know how to snap my fingers. Like the only person in the world who doesn't know how to do that. If you're new, please click the subscribe button. So now I forgot what I was going to say, of course.
Hey guys!
Hope you're all doing well.
What was that? Hope you're all doing well. I'm sorry that I didn't upload last week, and that's because I couldn't find my charger. My goal is definitely to upload a video every single week, even when school starts back. And even though I'm quite busy, I really enjoy YouTube, for real. So I'm going to be, keeping up the uploads every week. And yeah, I ended up figuring out the charger situation, so that's that. Today I'm going to be filming the video that I'm most excited to film, which is all about my scoliosis journey, my surgery, things like that. And knowing me, I talk a lot. If you guys are new to my channel, you can go through a couple of my other videos and you'll see they're pretty long. And speaking of which, if you're new, please click the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Like I just said, I'm going to keep up with my uploads every single week. So I'd really appreciate if you can join the family and hit the like button if you enjoy, of course. That way I know if you're enjoying the videos that I'm making, etc, etc. Let's get into the video. You're probably watching this because you either A, have scoliosis and are maybe thinking about getting the surgery for it, or you're looking at alternatives, or B, you're watching this video because you've already had the surgery and you're kind of curious as to see how I'm doing post-surgery, or C, you are just curious and don't have scoliosis at all, but you're just watching this video. So how do you do? This video is for whoever is interested and wants to watch, and hopefully you can learn something out of what I'm going to talk about. Rewind, at the age of 14, that's when I first found out I had scoliosis, and I'm 26 now, so it was quite a while ago. I was a gymnast for about 5 years of my life, and it was really intense. I was a competitive gymnast. I also started ballet when I was 4 till about 14, so I did it for about 10 years. And then gymnastics was added to the mix, rhythmic gymnast to be exact. So it was really intense. When I was 14, or 13, I can't remember exactly, I think it was 13, I quit. And then around the time I was 14, I was hanging out with a friend actually from gymnastics, and she was giving me a massage. And that's when she actually realized that I had scoliosis. I didn't even know what that was. I didn't even know it existed. Just kind of was feeling out my back, and she's like,
"Oh, you have scoliosis."
She said it so casually, as if it wasn't that big a deal. So naturally, I didn't think much of it. I just remember thinking like I'm a little lopsided or something, and I remember going home that evening and trying to fix my back. I was just kind of making myself lean more on one side. I would just stay like that for, minutes at a time, just hoping that it would just balance out, and that would be the end of that. Boy, was I wrong. My mom is a dance teacher, and I told her all about it, of course, and she couldn't help but feel awful about the whole situation. She felt like it was kind of her fault in a sense, because if she would have realized that I had it earlier on, maybe the earlier stages, she could have done something to prevent it. But at that point, when I figured out I had it through my friend, my degrees of curvature were already pretty elevated. So let's go into the actual definition of what scoliosis is. I'm reading off of Google right now. So scoliosis is the side-to-side curvature of the spine. Every spine has a natural front to back curve. A side-to-side curve may look like an S double curve, which is what I had, or I guess technically I still have scoliosis. Even though I had surgery, I still have some degrees of curvature. Or you can have a C shape curve, which is a single curve. Scoliosis is more than just a curve from side to side. It can also involve twisting, rotation of the spine, and a curve that is greater than 10 degrees is considered scoliosis. A lot of people actually have scoliosis and they don't know it. They just go get x-rays and then they realize that they have it. For the most part, if you can't even notice it, it's probably not that serious, especially if you're already a grown adult. They're saying also here that idiopathic scoliosis is the most common type. So that is what I have. I'm just going to say have because technically I still have scoliosis. I still have about a 10-degree curve, because when you get surgery, they can't, especially if your degree of curvature is really high, they can't bring it to 0 degrees. My scoliosis was idiopathic. Apparently that means that we don't really know what caused it. Said it could be genetics. My grandmother did develop scoliosis at around her late 80s, and it developed really quickly. All of a sudden she went from being straight to a 90-degree ankle. So, and they couldn't do anything about it, of course, because she was too old to get surgery or do anything like that. There are other different types of scoliosis that you can have. So you can get like the early onset scoliosis, which is when you have it as a child, 0 to 10 years, etc. So you can get it also from muscular dystrophy or spinal muscular atrophy, cerebral palsy, etc., etc. So there are many different reasons why you can develop scoliosis. There are a lot of theories and a lot of reasons why people think that I developed it, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really change the fact that I have scoliosis. Moving forward, I got an x-ray. Like I said, it was pretty bad. I don't remember how many degrees I was at the time when I was 14, but I was pretty high up there, like high 40s, low 50s, something like that. And like I said, it was in the shape of an S. So I had the degree, like the curve right here, and then I had the upper curve right here. Oh, I kept getting x-rays. What you're supposed to do is keep getting x-rays every year to see if it's getting worse and worse. Mine was getting a little bit worse, like a degree or so every year. And x-rays, if you're wondering, it's not like a painful situation or anything. You just go in there, you take out like all the metal, like if you have piercings or anything like that, you put a robe on, and then you just stand there and they perform the x-ray. So it was just discouraging getting the news that, you know, it was getting worse and things like that. As far as my life with scoliosis, it didn't affect me at all. I wasn't in much pain at all. Maybe if I was sitting for a longer amount of time, I would kind of start getting pain, but I think that's pretty normal for most people to have a little bit of back pain as they get older. People weren't able to notice that I had scoliosis unless I told them. I didn't stop myself from wearing whatever I wanted to wear. I wasn't one of those people who was ashamed or who was self-conscious of their curves, so they just, you know, would wear huge oversized clothing. I still wore, you know, crop tops, whatever I wanted to wear, I wore it. It didn't affect me. I have asked many people if they knew that I had scoliosis, and they had no idea. They had no idea until I would show them, until I would kind of bend over and show them that my back was really uneven, and then they'd of course be able to notice. And this side, when I would stand on this side, my shoulder would go forward like this, and there was a pretty big hump. Like I said, I mean, I wasn't always hanging, like chilling like that, you know. I would always try and kind of make myself straight as possible when I was standing. But yes, also when you have scoliosis, it is shrinking you if you think about it. Your back is straight, and then all of a sudden you are curved, so of course it's going to kind of shrink you. So that's another thing. When you get a surgery for scoliosis, you will go back to your original height. So technically people will see it as they're growing, but you're not growing, you're actually just going back to your original height. So that's basically the basis of how I found out I had scoliosis, what kind of scoliosis I had, physically how I looked, I guess. If people noticed, no they didn't. And was it hurting me? No, it wasn't. The doctor who told me that apparently with the degree of curvature that I had right before I had my surgery, I don't know exactly what I was, I'd say in like the high 50s, low 60s, which is pretty high. So for each curve. And from statistics that were run, it was shown that if your degrees are that high, that more than likely they're going to progress every year. So what I was scared of course, was that by the time I hit 40 or something, I would be at, you know, 90 degrees or something like that. It's a lot harder to bring down your degrees to, you know, 10 degrees if you're at 90 than if you're at, you know, 50 or something like that. So I wouldn't suggest waiting for it to worsen. If you notice that it's getting worse, I would suggest surgery, or I would suggest, you know, trying a different approach, because we did do a lot of physio for me, which was quite expensive, and I would not say that it helped. It definitely didn't. I didn't have any luck with that kind of stuff. So my mom wanted surgery to be, and myself of course wanted it to be, the last resort. But at the end of the day, it came down to it being the only choice really, because nothing else seemed to be working. Of course I didn't want to have rods in my back, but that's how it ended up happening. I'm going to be inserting some clips because I did think about this prior. I knew I was going to be making this video one day, so I did have my mom and my family record some clips of me before I went into surgery, and I was a brave gal that day. I had a very clear, good mindset because you can't be going into surgery like that thinking that everything is going to go wrong, or else you're going to psych yourself out and you're not going to go through with it. I was too scared to go into surgery for years, which is why I waited till I was 25 to finally do this surgery. I was just so scared. I watched so many videos on YouTube all about it. All these girls who were so much younger than me who were doing this, and I was like, you guys are my heroes. I look up to you guys so much, so I hope that I can be someone else's hero. Or I hope some of you guys can look up to me, and you know, I don't mean that in a vain way or anything like that. I just mean that I hope you guys can hopefully see me as someone who was able to go through it, and because I was able to go through it, you will be able to believe in yourself and you guys will be able to go through it as well. So I will be inserting a clip right now of me, brave little me, before my surgery right now.
Okay, so here we are. Sarah's changed.
Yes.
Hi Sarah.
Hi.
Wow. Puis Claude est avec nous autres. Puis là, ben Claude, c'est ça que tu disais que c'est Valentino qui a fait le design de ça. Puis Catherine est venue. Hi Catherine.
Catherine's jealous.
Yeah, she'd like to have a gown too. Right. And Sarah's
about Beebs.
yeah.
Basically,
Sarah just
I gave him my urine sample from this morning. Number one, I had to put a Q-tip up my rectum. Number two, just now, as a sample. And then they took a sample of the inside of my nose, just so you guys know.
okay.
Very important information. And my surgery is supposed to last 4 hours, which is good because I thought it was going to be 7. It's now around 7 o'clock.
What
I
time?
think. Yeah, and at 7:30, I'm like all over the place. At 7:30, I'll be in one of those beds probably.
Okay.
Okay, you can come back now. Wish me luck.
Okay.
Good luck.
Good luck, Sarah.
That's good. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Now I'm going to be talking a little bit about before I went into the surgery. So I live in Quebec, Canada, and I'm very lucky that our healthcare system is, it's not perfect by any means, but I didn't have to pay for the surgery. It was insured. Thank God, because I know someone who got it done in the States and it was quite pricey, a lot more than I can definitely afford in a lifetime probably. It was insured and I didn't have to pay for it, and my doctor, Dr. Parent, was lovely, and I immediately, from the first day that I met him, I felt extremely comfortable with him. So I was really lucky that I felt comfortable with my doctor. I think that's extremely important. I know if you're younger and you're watching this, maybe you feel like you don't have the choice, but tell your parents how you feel about the situation. If you really don't feel comfortable with your doctor, I'm sure they can explore other options because it's really important. It's a big, big surgery. This isn't a small deal whatsoever. So make sure you feel comfortable with your doctor, putting your life in his hands pretty much. So I was very calm actually before going into my surgery, surprisingly. I remember just laying there and thinking to myself everything was going to be okay, and that I wouldn't, you know, I would be asleep and everything would go perfectly. That's how you have to think. You can't start thinking that everything's going to go wrong. Like I said, you're going to psych yourself out. So the thing I was mostly scared of was the needle in my hand. They will have to give you the IV to put you to sleep. So that's something you kind of have to just, if you're scared of that kind of thing, I'm here to tell you you can do it because I did it. So I went through that, and then he kind of told me very quickly everything that was going to happen, and next thing you know, I woke up. Did I just snap my fingers? Because I don't know how to snap my fingers. Like the only person in the world who doesn't know how to do that. So I woke up feeling like 1 minute had gone by, of course, and I've been in surgery before. It was not that new to me. I just woke up and I was like, okay, I just went through surgery. I'm so happy to be alive. That's kind of what I was thinking. I was just hoping everything was going to go well, and I was happy to be there and alive and feeling pretty good. You're on a lot of morphine. They give you a lot of morphine, so I felt great. I'm going to insert a clip of them wheeling me into my room and my family coming to see me for the first time since they were allowed to come and see me right now.
Hi.
Oh, hi Nina.
Hi.
Okay, so this is after long hours of waiting. Claude, you have to say hi.
Hi.
Hi. We've been waiting for Sarah to come out of op, but it's finally the time now.
Yeah.
She went in today at 7:30 a.m. Got operated on at 10 a.m. Finished
Around 2, we figure,
and now it's 5 o'clock and she's about to come into her room, so we're looking forward to seeing her.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Nina has been sleeping on this. So and Claude is chewing gum. So we're good to go now. Sarah, the camera is on you now. You just woke up from your big surgery.
Hey girl.
Nina's
I can't
here.
really pose right now.
I'm very proud of Sarah.
Oh, yeah.
No one wants to give me kisses.
We shouldn't right now. Not a good idea, especially if I'm sick.
She's alive right now, but she says she's very, very hot. She's having hot
You
flashes.
guys gave me cold compresses.
Yeah. And he fused 12 vertebrae instead of 13, as per what Sarah is explaining to us. Actually pretty able to speak, like, just considering she just got out of surgery. So, great, so that's it.
Thank you. It was great, actually. People were very nice.
Great.
As you can see, those clips were pretty funny. I was feeling pretty good. Like I said, I was on a lot of morphine, so you're going to be feeling pretty good if you're doing the surgery and coming right out. First, I'm sorry to say that it doesn't stay that good because they will start lowering your dosage. So unfortunately, you'll be feeling pretty good for the first day. You won't be able to do anything. You won't be able to like turn to your side by yourself. You have to get everyone to do literally every single thing for you, but at least you're not feeling like crap, you know? I believe I have a clip, yes I do, of day 2. So I will insert that right now.
There you go.
You know how to film?
I am filming.
Oh.
Hi, Sarah.
What's up, guys?
So this is day 2.
Day 2. Surgery went well. There's someone snoring in the background, so that's what I had to hear all night. I suggest if you can get a private room to try and do that. There's no room left here. Apart from that, it's been good. The pain level is like 1 to 2, 110. So I think I had a good doctor because I've seen other people say it was like unbearable. So I also have that little button wherever.
Where's the magic button?
That's for the
This one
morning.
for the morphine.
There you go. Magic button.
I guess it's been helping because I'm on pain. So what
Yeah, but
else?
you haven't been pressing it even. You
Yeah,
haven't
I know.
even
Yeah,
felt
you
the
really
need.
haven't been overdoing it at all.
Oh, do you want to show what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
My sweet best friend. All out.
And your mom got you plenty of baby food.
One thing at a time here. We'll start with the chocolate.
I honestly don't suggest you open it because I'll probably
No, I'm
eat
not
it.
gonna open it, but the box
I
is
will eat
delicious.
the whole. I've been looking at it.
I'll just show them what it looks like.
Okay, you can open it. You can open it.
Just don't drop it on me. So what does it get?
There's cake pops with truffles inside. There's cookies and cream chocolate. There's Oreos covered in chocolate, and there's peanut butter cups.
Basically everything I like.
Everything that you love. Right.
Which I'm not going to eat for a little while because I don't want sweets. But
That's okay. You might have one less cake pop though when you come to eat it.
Yeah, today, like, I knew that Sarah needed to eat, so
oh yeah, my mom brought me some stuff too.
I basically went to the drugstore and bought just about all of them.
Cleared out the store.
They're peach baby food.
Baby food, so it was very cool feeding Sarah baby food today.
She's always wanted to go back to when I was like a kid, so she gets that today. She gets to feed me. I have a catheter in, so I've been peeing. I just haven't realized, I guess. Honestly, guys, it's not that bad so far. It's been pretty smooth sailing. So,
You've been doing great.
yeah, and it wasn't scary going into the operating room. It was super, super nice. The doctors make you feel super comfortable, so make sure you're comfortable with your doctor. Because it made a huge difference. I spoke to them and the anesthesiologist and the nurse, and they all tell you exactly like, what they're gonna do with you, what to expect. And so far today, on day 2, I've gotten them to reach that chair right there pretty much.
Yeah, you sat down.
And I sat down. Which doesn't seem like a lot, but it takes a lot of work. So that's my huge update. I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay.
Bye.
As you were able to see, I was feeling not so bad either. Sadly, I will say that as time progressed, in the hospital. I was there for a week, and I'm not going to go into all those details unless you want me to make a separate video about that, but I had a horrible stay. So I would highly suggest getting a private room. We tried to do that, but we didn't have any available. So I was in a room with about 4 other people, and they all snored, and they were all just talked really loud, and there were no windows in my room that I was able to see, so I was just in this corner. It was not so great. So I would suggest, definitely, it's very important to have your family, friends, whoever can come and visit you around. That made time go by so much quicker for me. And you know, bring things that are sentimental, things that will make you feel better, things that will make you feel more at home, like, I don't know, stuffed animals, anything really. If you're able to get Wi-Fi, do that. I was able to get it even though it didn't work very well, so I was, you know, watching YouTube videos, doing whatever. Just make sure that you're surrounded with great people, and my family was bringing me food because the hospital food was not so great. I overall had, like I said, not the greatest day in the hospital. Finally, let's fast forward to better things. Finally got home after about a week. Once they can see that you can start walking yourself, which I will actually, you know what, I will insert a clip of the first time that I walked, which was probably on day 3, I'd say, by myself, right now. Actually, maybe I'll go to the bathroom, the actual bathroom. You guys know where that is?
Yeah, it's right here.
Where?
Right there. Right in front of you, sir.
So watching back on that is kind of emotional because even though it was only 3 days, it feels like an eternity when you're in the hospital, and I was just ready to get back to walking, but it took everything out of me to make that decision to just get up and do it myself, because it takes so much energy out of you to do something like that. So I was really proud of myself for that. Walking for everyone is different. I know they try and get you to walk and kind of get your blood circulating after the first or second day, but I wasn't able to do much. I was able to kind of just get up and turn my body and sit down again into another chair or something. So that was the first clip, I believe it was on day 3, of me actually walking more than 1 step. And you are going to feel quite stiff, and you're probably going to experience vertigo like I did, because I did grow about 1.5 inches. So it's a lot. It's quite a lot to gain that much height. I know some people who have gained, you know, up to 4 inches, so everyone's different. Depends how bad your curve is, etc. But even gaining that 1.5 inches was a pretty big shock to me, just looking down. You know, you're just not used to it. So it was a little weird, and you feel very stiff, and you have all these needles in you and all these wires sticking out, and you know, it's not a very comfortable feeling, but it's very comforting to know that you're getting better. It's just crazy to realize how quickly your body can jump back from something so huge, you know? So just try and look at it like that and be grateful for how much progress you're making, and stop looking at how crappy the situation is. Big shout out to those who came to visit me during my recovery. I love you guys. I'm gonna leave that off on that note. I will end this video here, and I will continue recording, but I will not post it all together, so part 2 will be posted very soon, so look out for part 2. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in part 2 of the video. Bye.